So I recently did a video on Drake tenor mouthpieces, and whilst I'm in that frame of mind of talking about Drake mouthpieces, I thought I'd go straight onto the baritones. It's a slightly simpler range to contend with compared to the tenors. We've got only 3 mouthpieces in the range altogether, so they have their brightest one, which is the contemporary crossover 1, and the second brightest, which is the contemporary crossover 2, and then they have the contemporary rollover. So to start with, I've got the middle version here, which has a certain amount of step baffle in it, which you'll hear. There's a real kind of contemporary edge in the sound, a lot of power there. So without further ado, let's get straight onto this one and see what sounds it produces. Okay, so nice and powerful, got a bit of edge and buzz to the sound. Very loud. I mean, to me it feels like the whole instrument is sort of vibrating right in front of me. I wouldn't say it's particularly a blender of a mouthpiece. It's much more of a kind of mouthpiece that just wants to punch through in those kind of soul band, kind of contemporary sort of settings. So it's not really maybe so much of a big band mouthpiece where you're trying to play nice kind of layered effects, but it's got a very kind of true core to the sound, sort of very pleasant, if on the bright side. So it just depends on what you're trying to get into with your baritone. But if you want to punch through, as I say, this will do the job very nicely. So let's now move on to the darkest one, which I suspect is going to be more my kind of cup of tea. Yeah, so for me, this is where it's at. I feel that I can do the kind of whole range of kind of styles required from the baritone with this mouthpiece. It's got a nice meaty core to it, but it's also got that typical Drake buzz in the sound there. I'm sure it will cut through enough in those settings where I need it to. It doesn't cut through quite as much as this one here, but for me, this kind of just gets that nice balance, sits nicely in the middle. You feel you can sit back on it a little bit, as I was trying to demonstrate there, as well as punch nicely through. So yeah, great mouthpiece, this one, the rollover. Love it.